North of Charlotte and Statesville, people are still cleaning up after a phenomenal 7.5 inches of rain fell in 6 hours yesterday.
Yeah, and that was only, by the way, in the top 3 rainfalls. It wasn't even the number one. Homes were evacuated. Some people had to be rescued from the rising water. Rachel Rollar from Iredell is joining us now. What type of damage are you seeing, Rachel?
Stephanie, the water has definitely receded this morning, but these puddles are just a mere reminder of the disaster that they were facing yesterday here in Statesville, North Carolina. You can see some of these branches and leaves stuck on the front of these school buses. We know these school buses were completely flooded here at Statesville High School. They're supposed to be used next week for a college preparatory class, and they're just hoping that they're going to operate properly. Now, as you mentioned, we saw almost 8 inches of rain in just a handful of hours. Take a look at this video from last night. You can see these rushing waters where roads are supposed to be, and it looks a whole lot more like a bunch of rivers. Now, we know 18 people here in Statesville had to be rescued either from their homes or from their cars. There were at least a dozen accidents. Statesville Fire was out here searching flooded trails, trying to find people who were stranded. Again, there were 18 as people's basements started flooding. They have those watermarks on the front of their houses. Now, we do know it's unbelievable that no one was injured. There were no reported injuries in any of these rescues or flooding situations that they had to deal with here in Statesville. So that's a little bit of good news. However, we are still under a flood watch until about 8 o'clock this morning. Right now, it's just been an off and on drizzle out here in Statesville. So hopefully it'll stay like that as people are starting to wake up. This rain is definitely an unwelcomed sight in the idea of having to deal with what they dealt with yesterday again today.
Hey,
We're
Rachel,
live here in Statesville. I'm Rachel Rollar, Steph and Jem. I'll send it back to you guys.
Rachel, I just want to ask you a quick question. Are county officials worried about, that kind of a water and flood infrastructure of the roads, the stability of the roads in the area?
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a lot of construction on the roads here, especially here in Statesville, north of Charlotte. So that is a concern. We saw a lot of construction crews on our way out here. However, most of the water we're seeing is just like this, puddles right now. So hopefully it'll stay that way throughout the day as the rain, it has that chance of continuing out here in North Carolina.
All right, Rachel from WCNC in North Carolina. By the way, I got to say, she's like the most well put together reporter I've ever seen. I would have a hat on and like shorts and tennis shoes.
I don't know if she was
rocking the dress.
To go cover that flood this morning.
Looking good.
Rachel, you're going out to the flood.
All right,
anyway.
Jen. It's impressive. I got to say, this early.
It's a change of plans, and we thank her for giving us that report this morning.